In this video, I would like to make the case for the Hardtail Stratocaster. A Hardtail Strat is like a regular Strat, except when you flip it back, you'll see that there's no trem system whatsoever. The strings just go through the body like they do on a Telecaster. I think this vastly improves the sound in a lot of ways, especially when you're using a Strat for jazz. So let's get into some of the sound samples and see what you guys think. Hey everybody, Jamie Holroyd here helping you learn jazz guitar. Welcome to the channel. If you're new around here and you'd like to get a structured guide to learning jazz guitar, then please check out the link below to my free beginner jazz guitar guide. The guitar which I'm going to be demonstrating and talking about in this lesson is a 2001 Mexican Fender Standard Stratocaster Hardtail version. This is quite a rare guitar because it's black and it's got a nice rosewood fingerboard. It's a really cool guitar, man. It's I've never tried one of these until recently, and I'm not a massive Strat guy, but I've always kept my old Japanese Strat around, which is what we're going to be basically comparing this guitar to. So this is just like your American Standard, really. It's got the kind of the modern 6-string saddles, 5-way toggle switch. Played a few American Standards which have had very skinny necks, but this feels really nice and super comfortable to play. Other than that, it's said on here that it's made in Corona. I think that's where the stamp says. It's got a Corona stamp, like I said, from about 2001 there, and the serial number is kind of on the top there, and it's got these stamped Fender tuners as well. Skunk stripe, I believe it probably is a maple neck Fender Strat. So yeah, this is Exhibit A, so let's now look at Exhibit B. Exhibit B, which is my Fender Stratocaster, my Japanese Stratocaster from around 2006-2007, I think. And as you can see, the main difference between these two, when you look at the back there, is that my Japanese Strat has a trem system there. I can't remember if it's 3 or 5 springs, whereas the black American Strat has absolutely nothing. But other than that, they're pretty similar guitars. They're not identical by any stretch of the imagination. This is obviously a reissue, allegedly, of a 1962 Fender Stratocaster, and at the time of recording this, the electronics have actually got CTS pots in American CTS pots. The pickups have been upgraded to GFS pickups, so it's not too far from an American Strat in some ways. It's got grass tech saddles also, which definitely improves this guitar. Other than that, the string gauges on this guitar, I've got 11 gauge strings, and on this one I believe it's come with 10, so that's probably a big factor as well on the sound, so bear that in mind when you listen to some of the recordings. Exhibit C is my Japanese Telecaster 62 reissue, which is effectively the same guitar as the Strat, but the Telecaster version. And the reason why I'm getting a Tele involved is because a lot of people say that Hardtail Strats feel and sound like Hardtail Telecasters, and as you can see, they've got the same kind of string system on the back, so I'm going to be shooting these as well. This has got 10s and this has got 10s. They're both about the same weight, really, fairly light and not too heavy. I couldn't really say which one was heavier than the other. So yeah, let's check out some of the sound samples and let me know what you guys think. I forgot to say that in terms of recording, I'm using a PV Bandit 110 from the late 80s, early 90s for all of the guitar sounds, with the EQ which is on screen now. In terms of the recording setup, I basically recorded this entire thing in a program called OBS, and basically I just have the mic which I'm speaking to now, an AKG P120, just backed off on the amp a little bit, and that's going directly into my Focusrite, and the sound samples are completely unedited, and you know, the playing, I'm just kind of demonstrating, you know, bits on the guitar, so you know, hopefully you'll understand that this isn't my best ever playing. I'm just trying to give you an idea of the sounds. I could have certainly polished all of this up and done a million takes of everything and edited the sound samples in a DAW, but I really wanted to give you kind of, you know, basically an authentic experience, what you might get Probably the biggest thing that I will say in regards to a hardtail Strat is that the difference is all about how it feels. These guitars have amazing sustain, maybe even more sustain than a Telecaster, and hopefully that comes through in the recording. But when you're playing this, even unplugged, you can really feel the entire guitar resonate and ring through the body against your body more than what you can on a Trem Strat. And for jazz, that makes a really nice difference. I do think that this is kind of a darker sound as well than a Trem too. I mean, obviously, in gaining that, if you want some of those kind of, Hank Marvin, Gilmore-esque sounds, then perhaps that could potentially be lacking from this. But really, that's not my thing. This has a much more direct sound, kind of like a Tele. And for some reason, whenever I'm playing this guitar, especially on kind of the middle or the back pickup, I always want to go into kind of Tele style riffs, because the feel of this changes much more than compared to what it is when you're just playing a regular Trem Strat. So that concludes the video on why I like to make a case for a hardtail Strat. I think they're seriously cool Strats, man. Seriously underrated cool guitars, and it really makes me reconsider using the Strat, especially as a jazz guitar. I think these are so cool and worth checking out. And obviously if you're gonna have more than one Strat, then having a hardtail as a secondary Strat is also a great idea, just to have a little bit of variety in your collection. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to this channel for more videos like this, and thank you for watching.